Imagine you could just unlearn the fear of being seen. You just completely don't care anymore. It's like we learn from an early age on that the results we are getting from our actions either result in us having the confidence to do it again or the fear to never go out there and do it again. But there's just something so wrong with it. Just because you have put yourself out there, tried something, and people, reacted a certain way that made you feel uncomfortable, that should never be the reason for you not to step into your desire and do what you feel like you really want to do. Because there is nothing more painful or more unsatisfying than seeing everybody around you do the things that you want to do, but you never try them. Like you just can't. So if you have that desire inside of you to create something, one thing it is, if you're not putting yourself out there, it only gets louder. You can try, do it a certain way that is a safe way, that a lot of people are doing it that way, and it has proven to be a safe route. You can pick that way. If that makes you happy, go for it. But if you constantly feel like you're not stepping into what you are desired to do, if you constantly feel like you are holding back, nobody sees that. It's only you who can feel that. And something's gotta change, because you were given this drive for a reason, like this ambition, this feeling that there's something more to it. Like you just gotta step into creating what you really feel like creating. And one thing that is not going to hold you back is that fear. So I've been stuck in this place for a really long time, and therefore I noticed that so many people are stuck in that same place, is holding back and just not truly creating what you feel like, And on the other hand, to me, there's nothing more attractive than seeing somebody putting themselves out there, no matter the outcome, Somebody who just puts themselves out there in like what feels to me the most authentic version. There's just something so attractive about that. And especially, if they post in the video, it gets some bad comment, and they are not caring about that. They are not like, oh, so concerned about that, and no, I'm deleting it, That would be something negative that will immediately not make it attractive. But if they don't really care about that, if they're like, oh, fuck that, I put it out there because I love myself so much. Nobody says that, but that's the thing I'm referring to. So here are 3 reminders that I wrote down in here because I have to remind myself constantly, and I think they're really helping me out. Just ways to train myself, because this is not going to happen overnight, but it's definitely going to happen, all right? Was it ever about pleasing others? Why would I care so much about an opinion who I don't even look up to? That's something I've been asking myself. Whose opinions is it that you care about, and why is it that you care about a stranger's opinion? You don't even know if you, align with the thoughts and the beliefs of that person. And still, you let their opinion decide your actions. You having a reaction to their opinion. This is something that absolutely strikes me as mad. It is. It's wrong. And still it happens. Just bringing that to your consciousness is one step. Step 1, all right. I want to have that energy around me. Like the people that I look up to that fearlessly, shamelessly put themselves out there. That's the type of energy I want to have. And if you've ever done that, did you notice how magnetic you become? It's absolutely insane. So, and it's that thing, it's not going to always work out. You're really going to have to deal with the fact that you're going to have no reaction to those people who are maybe having opinions about you, about your art. Everybody's judgy out there and Judgment is loud, hate is loud, the other side is quiet. That's a problem. But it's not going to be your problem because you're going to put yourself out there fearlessly. And this is the journey we're on, and this is not going to be the last video because got a lot to learn, but we're getting there, all right? You want to be magnetic, and therefore you got to be fearless. You got to step into your desires and do what you feel like you were meant to do. And this sounds kind of like, kind of selfish, but it's not. If you're creative, you're meant to create what you truly desire to create, because that's the best thing you can put out in the world. And nobody can take that away from you. And that might also usually be people who have not stepped into their desires, and they're feeling really unhappy about that. So why would you care about their opinion? All right, reminder number 2. Shift your thoughts from this fear that you have about creating and putting it out there is a challenge. It is something that you have to conquer in order to, step into what you're meant to do. And whatever you want to create is probably so unique. You're given a gift because you putting your true authentic self out there is just not what everyone else is doing, and therefore you are meant to face this fear and conquer it. So what we're doing here is we're not running away from it. We're seeing it as a challenge. That feeling that we're getting, this uncomfortable feeling of, oh, I finished it, but now I don't really want to drop it. I don't really want to post it. I don't really want to share what I have created. But what if we can just, train ourselves to step into the position of being okay, like roll with that fear. It's just there, all right? You know how often you can hit post and just do that thing, whatever you want to do, put yourself out there. It's gonna turn into a habit eventually. You're never gonna stay in the same place if you keep moving, and putting yourself out there is moving. It's moving in all directions, but eventually you're moving upwards. And if you're never putting yourself out there, you're never doing the first step. So that's why I'm saying, that's the first step to progress. There's nothing wrong with it, and therefore see it as a challenge. Your calling demands that you conquer that fear. God gave you this challenge for a reason. You gotta face that and overcome it. And the only way by putting yourself out there, putting your work out there, whatever it is you want to create, whatever it is you want to share, whatever it is that you're holding back, don't. Okay? Just don't. Put it out there. For me, it's like whenever I see something as a challenge, I'm not expecting, positive feedback. I'm expecting nothing at all. I'm simply loving myself for putting it out there, no matter the consequences. That's really true. I'm so not there. This is why we're talking about it. And this is why I put on this tone of what you gotta do, because I'm talking to myself too. Number 3, last one. Oh yeah, that's true. Truth. Speaking the truth is the most hated thing in this world. And the people I look up to most have been the most hated, because they were not just copying, they were really putting out the truth, and therefore it's controversial. And if you're that type of person who creates from a place of authenticity, you might be really controversial. You might be attracting that side. So you got to learn how to handle that. And it's not such a big thing. Once you have learned that, it's all right, right? Because you're speaking from a place of truth. Creating from a place of love. If you come from love, who's going to stop you, Kendrick? It's just real. If you are creating something that's righteous, with a good intention, who's going to stop you? Who's going to tell you, oh, what this and that? Hey, look at the world. Is the world such a beautiful place that you want to step into the leaders' footprints? Or do you want to create something else? I wrote this here. It's a painful thought that people out there in leading positions have no shame putting themselves out there. And they also have no moral values, spreading hate and not love, while you are creating art that is meant to empower and inspire. But you're holding back. Don't hold back. Often I feel like if you come from a place of, integrity, it's naturally something you have to overcome. This fear of putting yourself out there. I don't know. And we need a shift in this world in general. We need a lot more positivity out there. Negativity is too loud, so hey, be part of that. Nothing can stop you. If you come from love, nothing can stop you. Always know that you write your own story. Don't let nobody take the pen from you, and be sure that if you want to share it, you don't have to share everything. All I'm talking about here is if you have the desire to create something and put it out there, but you're holding back, don't. Create with a sense of freedom. It will feel so good. End of the day, nothing feels better than stepping out of your comfort zone, right? Take care, and see you in the next video then.